Welcome to the Papa-Doo Podcast.
Papa-Doo! Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Papa-Doo Podcast. I forget what number episode this is. I think I say that every time. Is this 9?
This might be 10.
No, this is 10. This is episode number 10. We've been gone for the last week and a half, 2 weeks or so. A lot has happened in the world, and Joey and I have been, watching and trying to do our part to help change some stuff that's been going on. Do apologize for being gone for a little bit, but we are starting this episode off just a little bit differently just because of how serious the world is right now. Obviously, the George Floyd situation has sparked a huge thing about police brutality and the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff, and everything's just been really, really crazy as of late, for sure.
Yeah. So, as you guys know, protests are going on all over the country. Me and Crypt, I speak for Crypt here, saying we 100% support everything going on.
Absolutely.
With the
So I understand
protesting.
the outrage completely. I understand the protesting. I'm not obviously I don't encourage violence. I don't encourage stealing from stores and the Antifa stuff and all that. But like I said, I do empathize with it. Or is that the word?
Yeah.
Empathize?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I do empathize with it. It's like if somebody's bullying you your whole life. And, you can tell them nonstop, quit bullying me, stop bullying me, and, be peaceful about it. But the second that you hit them in the mouth, that's when they realize it's like, oh, shit, maybe I should stop fucking with this guy. And that's kind of what these riots are doing. But it's I don't know if that's the right answer. But I do know that it helps. It's a catch-22, dude, because, I don't want people losing their businesses. I don't want cities burning to the ground. But I'm also, I don't want any more of this shit going on either. So many people losing their lives senselessly. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, all the protests really haven't gotten us anywhere. The situation is kind of, it's always the same BS. There's a racist cop that kills a black guy, innocent black guy, but and it's not just black, it's black people altogether, because there are women as well. But I would say,
as of lately, man, it's being just everywhere. All kinds of different people that I've seen being just, especially I've seen a lot of videos during this protest, and I have several friends that are actively involved in the protest, like Samad Savage. Shout out to him. He and I have been getting a lot closer lately. He's actively doing some stuff up in Newark, New Jersey, I think is where he's at. I got a friend of mine named Cameron who has played in a couple of my music videos, who is in Louisville, and Louisville's had a lot of shit go down the last few days. They just killed somebody last night who's a barbecue shop owner, or a barbecue restaurant owner, was out on the streets protesting, and a car drove by and shot at the police, and the police thought it was the crowd, so they just unloaded into the crowd, and it unfortunately killed him. And his body laid in the street for 13 hours or something like that. And his mom was there today. It was a crazy scene, dude. I saw there was a big vigil of people there. His body was still in the streets. There was a woman singing Amazing Grace. Everybody had their fists up in the air. It was super emotional. But I've just seen so many different things where police are just shooting people with rubber bullets in the face that are just standing in the middle of the streets. I saw one today where a guy got shot in the face with a tear gas grenade because he was just wouldn't get out of the way. It's unreal, man. At some point, I'm as pro police as they come. My family members, they've been in police. My grandfather was a sheriff who was killed in the line of duty. I went to college with some people. Some of my really close friends are police officers. A lot of black friends are police officers. And, this is just unreal. They're just as outraged as everyone else at some of this shit that's going on right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. There are some good videos surfacing out that are showing, some cops are, comforting the protesters and stuff.
Right.
You're like, yo, we're just as mad as you are about this. And it is kind of like bad apples spoil the bunch, a few bad apples spoil the bunch, which is definitely one of the more frustrating parts about all this. It's just some idiots out there are just the ones that are ruining this right now. And I want to just remind people really quick, because it's easy to get caught up in the heat of everything going on, and you may see certain videos that sway a certain way, but just remember, this is a racism war. This is not a race war. I think that's just important to remind people of that.
Yeah. Okay.
This is a fight against racism, to end racism.
Everybody versus racism.
Exactly.
I got you. Not black versus white, everybody versus racism.
Exactly.
I think that's the common phrase that I've seen used throughout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff is just weird for me. I did see where they came back with the independent autopsy report today. George Floyd's family hired an independent coroner to do an autopsy, and that he did pass away from asphyxiation due to pressure on the neck and the back. So hopefully that helps in charging the officer that directly kneeled on his neck. I know I was worried there for a little bit because the city's coroner said that the being on his neck had nothing to do with it, or like had very little to do with the death, and that worried me that he was gonna get, not charged with anything, that he was gonna get off scot-free. But after seeing the independent autopsy ruled that there was asphyxiation, and he ruled it homicide by asphyxiation, that it'll be a lot easier to charge him with at least third-degree murder and manslaughter.
Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping for too. I've heard something interesting about this story. Someone that worked in the city council in Minnesota. I forget what the woman's name was, but she said that that officer and George Floyd were actually working together at a restaurant.
Yeah, I saw that. They worked at a restaurant.
But I was like, okay, so maybe there was like some kind of personal issue there. But then you look up more history, and this officer has numerous issues.
He had like 8 complaints or something like that. Like something crazy like that.
Exactly.
Has already killed multiple people, whether just or unjust. Like he's shown that he's not afraid to take a life.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, man, when I found out about this news, when it was like fresh on my mind, there wasn't anybody in this world I would rather kill more than that officer, to be completely honest with you. I was livid. But
yeah, and it's so weird because, like I said, I'm as pro police as they come, and I've always been that way. And like usually, I try to find some sort of justification of what's going on in most situations. But I saw this video, dude, and I was like, this is unfucking believable.
Yeah,
like how anyone could be on the side of this policeman's issue. Like this man straight up killed him.
Yeah,
and then there's other people behind him that helped. Which, by the way, what the fuck's going on with him? Like, I still haven't seen anything. Like, if they've been charged or what's going on with him.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell? Push him off. Do something. Oh, man, I don't know. Yeah. I really don't know what that was all about right there. It seems very sketchy at that point. That 3 other officers would just let that happen.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I understand that they were trying to do their job. Maybe one of them, like the guy that was out front, like holding other people back, like I guess he was just trying to do his job and make sure nobody interfered with arresting him. But like the other guy's on his back and holding him down, he's fucking handcuffed, the guy on his neck. Like, dude, you guys straight up murdered this guy.
Yeah.
And like it's unreal. And like I said, I haven't seen anything in the news if they've been charged with, if anything, accomplices to murder, something.
Yeah, not yet. And I say not yet with optimism, hoping that justice is served as well very soon. But yeah, man,
that shit is wild, man.
It is absolutely wild. But again, I'll put the link in the description below if you guys want to sign a petition that I signed the other day for justice for George Floyd. We obviously rest in peace.
Absolutely, man.
And
I'm a religious guy, so I've been completely torn up over this, man. I'm praying for the families of everybody involved, praying for people that are on the streets protesting, just praying for the world to get better, man. I just don't know what's going on anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't have the answers. I wish I knew something that could help.
Yeah. Well, here's one thing I could say, moving on into like a little bit of optimism here for people that's listening. A lot of people right now, still playing it safe, still in their homes with quarantine, still somewhat going on. Because make no mistake, coronavirus is still alive and well.
Oh, you said the C word. We can't say that.
Well, if we're talking about this, we can talk about that. But, and what Crypt is talking about right now, everybody, is basically we try to avoid talking about drama and like the negatives. We want Papa Do Podcast to be your escape for a good hour or so into like some fun.
We want you guys to come on here, laugh, have fun with us, listen to us be idiots and just talk shit to each other. But I mean, when situations like this happen, like it's important for us to talk about it and make sure that people are aware of what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. But what I was kind of getting at is, you know, we're scrolling through our phones and stuff. We're just seeing, and the negative, you know, the media always, this includes social media, still the media. It includes or showcases, highlights the negative things going on in the world. Mm-hmm. And it's showing, you know, like some of the more violent things that have happened during these protests and stuff like that. And that's the few, you know what I mean? There's been more peace and more productive protesting rather than violence going on. I could guarantee you that. But, you know, you think the world is this bad until, you know, me personally went out the other day with my fiance, who's black. We went up to get some crab legs. Well, I got chicken tenders. She got crab legs. I wish I got the crab legs because
she's cultured.
Yo, exactly. But yo, I tried those crab legs. They were so bomb. So next time I'm trying
crab legs
them.
Are amazing, dude. Shout out to, I don't want to say her name, but shout out to your fiance.
And you go out there thinking that, you know, you're going to get like dirty looks from other black people right now, you know, or something like that. And then, you know, and then you think the world is in this state until someone, they just strike a conversation with you. Like it's nothing. Like, hey, have you ate here before? And have a beautiful conversation. And then you go to, you know, then you go and get a coffee and you see an officer talking to a black guy, just having a fun conversation, laughing. So this is what I'm saying. If you don't get so caught up in what's going on your timeline, on your phone, there's always been bad things going on in the country that you don't know about because you're not there at that time. That's always been the case.
I think Will Smith said racism isn't getting worse, it's just getting filmed. Yeah.
So it's going on in all these different places, but don't go outside. Don't go thinking you can't leave the house now or anything like that.
Yeah.
This, you know, there's still a lot of beauty in the world.
That's the thing with the media, man. It's always been like that. Even on YouTube, like drama sells. So obviously they're going to have more people watch their stuff when you're just glued to your TV waiting to see what other fucked up stuff's happened.
Exactly.
Like if you constantly, you know, broadcast rainbows and unicorns, people are just going to be like, whatever. Yeah. But the second you broadcast, like, just riots happening, this, that, and the third, like, people are just glued to the TV.
Yeah. Don't fall in that trap. So, don't be glued to your screen. Just when you feel like you are and you've seen all this negative stuff, go outside and then you'll realize it's not as bad as you think. That's my...
Yeah, I did that the other day, and it was great.
Yeah. So what did you do the other day exactly?
Well, it was my college roommate's bachelor party. He's getting married to a beautiful little Latina woman.
That's dope.
Yeah.
How little?
I'm super proud of him. She's like 4'11", 5 foot. She's really small.
Okay.
But he's also very small. He's like 5'6", 5'7".
Gotcha. Okay.
Shout out to Alex if he's watching this or listening to
Shouts
this.
to Alex.
But yeah, my homie Alex. He's actually on some of my Call of Duty videos, believe it or not, like way early in the day. He's on this channel, on my YouTube channel, like my main channel. But yeah, I was having a bachelor party with him, and I just left my phone in the car. We went out, we played baseball, played cornhole, cooked some hamburgers, played some card games, literally just had a bro day and just got away from social media, and it was a huge relief, man, because things are just building up right now.
So,
and like,
got a question for you. During that time, when you were at that party, did you by any chance Papa Do?
Like 9. Like at least 9. Dude, no, I know I took a whole 24 case out there, and I cleared out the top row of it. So there's 12 of them gone.
All right, well, Papa Do right now. Let's start off this podcast.
Papa Do. So we're done with the serious stuff. Welcome everybody to the Papa Do podcast. Go ahead and Papa Do, and let's get on into this KSI album critique.
All right, Crypt died. So right now, I'm looking for a new host for the Papa Do podcast. If you know anybody, or if you yourself want to become the next host to do the Papa Do podcast with me for the foreseeable future, since Crypt is no longer with us, just drop us a line in an email. Let us know. You know, send in your resume, send in some video clips of you talking to the camera, and we'll see what you got.
Man, he's still here. I was trying to continue talking, and like at first the Mountain Dew wasn't fizzing, and then it just like started to explode out of nowhere. So I put my mouth over it, and then it went in my nose.
Wow.
And made things worse. That's what she said. But anyway.
Yo. Yeah, that's what I always
hope
say.
Everybody's doing well today. Welcome to this section of the podcast. So Joey and I both are going to be talking about KSI's brand new album and his first solo album, Dissimulation. And I think we're going to do the deluxe version, right?
Yeah, we could. I've only heard the deluxe.
You're damn right we are, okay? Because I'm on that shit, and I want to big up my ego, and I'm excited, okay? So we're talking about the deluxe version for sure.
KSI's album, I have so many mixed feelings about it, yo. And I feel like my feelings about it change every day. Not that I've listened to it every day either, but
yeah,
still.
I mean, that's natural, though, because like my views change on like my own album. Like I remember when I first dropped it, I gave it like a 9 out of 10. I was like, this thing is almost damn near perfect. And then going back and listening to it, there's like 3 songs that I wish I never even fucking tried to record. So that's what happens with life and music in general.
Yeah. It's definitely been inspiring though. So shouts to KSI. Just seeing somebody that just isn't naturally an artist, isn't naturally a boxer, he just says, okay, this is what I want to do, and he finds a way to get better at it and get it done on a big level. So
yeah,
shouts to KSI
absolutely,
for inspiring, man.
Straight hustler mindset. Yeah. Like anything that he tries to do, he just tries to get really good at it and continue forward, and I respect that more than anything on this planet. So shouts to KSI.
Shouts to his team as well, the team behind him. Me and Crypt know a few people in the team, but it just seems to be a really genuine thing that they're doing over there. So
yeah,
it's pretty
everybody seems to really care about each other.
Exactly.
Surround yourself with people like that.
Yeah, 100%. All right, man.
Get rid of
so you guys know I'm a Rice Gum fan, so this should be
oh man. Oh, guess who's I'm like 6,000 monthly listeners from passing him.
You better not. Rice Gum, you better drop something,
the second
bro.
I do it, I'm going to send you a picture of my dick, and then I'm going to write my monthly listeners on it just so you can see it.
That was not necessary on any level.
Got to write it really
Please
small.
Don't do it.
Okay. I'm doing it.
All right. Well, Rice Gum, please drop something soon because this cannot happen.
Joey doesn't need the Crypt dick pic.
So, yeah. All right, how are we going to start this off? How are we even going to do this? Are we going to make a list?
We can go track by track and just kind of talk about it, how we were feeling about that specific song, if you want to do that. Mm-hmm. So, you go ahead and get started because I don't exactly remember what you've been on.
What you been on? The first track. I think I remember the whole track list. So, it took over my life. This album took over my life for like a good week.
I took over your life. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. See, I listened to the songs individually, and then I realized I was milking the shit out of the situation. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to not make any more videos and listen to the whole album and really get an in-depth review going.
Yeah,
so,
just listen to the main requested ones and then do the rest. Yeah.
Okay, so what you been on?
What you been on? I thought it was... Well, now that I know what the whole album sounds like, I think it's a good intro track for this album because it kind of sets the tone for the theme he's going for. What kind of sound he's going for. What kind of vibe he's going for.
Yes.
Now... You
made a really good point to me the other day saying that they're going straight for a mainstream sound. 100%.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yeah, it's not even questionable. You said that, and I was like, I don't really know. But at that point, I'd only heard 4 or 5 songs. And then today, I've listened to the album 3 or 4 times. I was like, dude, this is straight up exactly what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
On a lot of these songs, for sure. But
yeah. Isn't it funny, guys, how Crypt is on this album and he didn't hear it until a few days ago? Isn't that crazy how that...
I never even heard the final mix of my shit until the album came out.
So maybe you shouldn't stress so much. I didn't even know when it was coming
out. I'm sitting there laying in bed, and then I get tweets that's yo, Crypt, you're popping versus fire. This is 3 days after the album came out. I was like, I didn't even know the deluxe album was coming out today. I didn't know when it was coming out.
Yeah, no, a lot of people didn't. I think a lot of the sidemen didn't even know. So it was...
I think he just dropped it just to fuck around with everybody.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think it was the right move, though. Yeah. It was still the hype. Some people hadn't heard the album yet, so maybe they were like, oh, okay, then I'll just get the deluxe one. Maybe some people like me weren't gonna buy the album until the deluxe one came out. So I don't know.
Yeah, I bought the normal album because I'm a good person.
Maybe you shouldn't be stressed out so much with these ciphers now. But when you're like trying to like send the verse back to everybody to make sure they're happy with it first, just put it out. Just put it out there, and don't check in with everybody first. No, I mean it's a courtesy.
Well,
thing.
I mean it's KSI. I doubt he gives a flying shit if my verse is a millisecond off. Like I doubt he cares.
Do you think Offset heard his verse before the album came out?
Yes.
You think so?
Like yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there's like no way in hell these mainstream artists did not hear their final mix before it went out, just to make sure everything was good. Now I did hear a rough mix, but like their engineer asked me to send them a bunch of other stuff. Well, not a bunch of other stuff. They asked me to send like your mix or part of your mix to put in there. So like I heard where my verse was gonna be.
Gotcha.
But that's all I heard.
That's kind of the most important thing. Is making sure it's on time, because an engineer could really screw you over if it's not on time. But we're going to talk more about that in a little bit. But for this song, the main issue I have with KSI, and I don't know if this is just me, I think you have the same problem as well. I don't understand what the hell he's saying when I'm first listening to him. And it takes a few listens for me to really make out what he's saying. I'm kind of extra critical on him too, because I know every time I listen to him, there's something that needs to be improved on recording in the recording arts, if you get what I'm saying, and just fundamental recording skills.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell. I don't know. I wouldn't say that he's new to rapping. I just don't think he's had the experience, or maybe he hasn't worked with the right people to tell him how to make his voice sound.
Yeah, I think there was definitely flashes of it on this album, but
of course, yeah, of course.
What you been on?
I did notice a lot of it where it sounded very, like the flow and like the way he was saying stuff sounded very amateurish.
Yeah. But for this track specifically, I don't know. It makes sense for the album. I think it was a good intro for the album. It's definitely not something that I replay more than once for me.
Really?
It's kind of just, I don't know.
I wouldn't say it's a skipper. I did listen to it. I mean, obviously I listened to the whole album a couple times, but this wasn't like my least favorite or anything. He had a cool little melody, but it did get a little tiresome because I think he did the melody throughout the whole song.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah, I didn't mind the melody. Yeah, it was kind of cool to hear him be melodic like that too. I don't think I've ever heard him be melodic in that way.
I know I haven't. Like, this is the first time I've ever heard him. And it worked relatively well for most of the songs. There was one or two that it did not sound good to me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what songs they are. But What You Been On, I definitely didn't think it was that bad. I don't know if I would use that as an intro track.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. With this album, I don't know. I really don't know what a good intro track would have been.
I think it was the right.
I personally
intro
probably
track.
would have done Domain because I think it's the hardest song on it.
Yeah, but then you're
you're
declining as the album goes on in terms of energy.
You got to start off with a banger, and then sprinkle some bangers in the middle, and then end with a banger. I think that's the typical album format, isn't it?
It is not the typical format, no, but I mean,
it's a smart format.
I guess to each his own on that.
What do we know?
The beat though the beat is probably it wasn't really my favorite. It was kind of simple. I don't know. I think when I did the album review, first of all, when I did the album review of this album, there was a lot of adrenaline and fandom hype within me.
Mm-hmm.
Like yo, like this is KSI's album. We've known about this for a while. Like it's finally here. Like I'm going to naturally kind of be biased towards liking it a little bit just because I'm excited for it. You know what I mean?
See, that's weird because I'm the exact opposite.
Really? So you go in like as a skeptic?
I do.
Got it.
Everybody, like literally everybody. I did it to Jordan Lucas. I did it to Eminem. I did it to KSI. Like going into it, I was like, okay, this has got a lot of hype. I'm gonna look for little stuff that I'm not a fan of, which is a shitty mindset. But it happens every time that somebody drops an album, and I don't know why I do it.
Yeah.
Because when people do that to me, I want to fucking fight them.
Yeah.
So.
But I don't know, man. That like, as the album went on, I shouldn't say worn on. As the album went on, I started to get like more more of a skeptic and trying to figure out like things that could have been better in my opinion and stuff like that. It's a little weird to say that because I know this went through a lot of ears before it went out to the public, but
yeah, and he had some high tier engineers working on this shit too.
Yeah.
So like, it went through just a million different people.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. What you been on? I think it was
definitely not bad
for the intro.
Yeah, I put that like right in the middle. I think it's like I don't think it's really good. I definitely don't think it's bad. I think it's just like a, all right, I see what you're doing. Like one of those songs.
Yeah. And I guess that's what an intro should do, because then the second song comes in, which is, I don't know if I.
Yeah, you do listen to albums like that. I remember you talking about that.
In terms of what?
Like you always pay attention to the second song.
Oh yeah, the second song is crucial. The second song is crucial.
Like I remember when we were working on my album, you were like so adamant about the second song. It's like, well, what about the first song? Like I couldn't understand what you were going for.
Yeah, the first song, I feel like the fan or the listener, which might be a new listener that may have never heard you before. That's part of a goal of the album is to attract new listeners. I feel like the first track, they get a sense of the tone of the album, maybe, but more so get adjusted to you and your voice and your style and give them a quick taste of what they're in for. Gotcha. And then the second one is when they got to be in the car like, oh my God! Like that's how all right. That's how I feel about it.
All right, so moving on into the second song, Cap. Does this do what a second song is supposed to do for you?
No.
Oh, yeah, I don't like the song.
Oh man, it's really weird because when I reacted to this and did my reaction to it,
you were like a pretty big supporter of the song.
I was.
This is what rap sounds like now. I'm Joey Nato.
Well, that's true. That's true. I mean, I listened to the radio yesterday when I was driving around, and every single song had a rapper with auto-tune on their voice. Every single one. So I stand by that.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is like I don't mind auto-tune whatsoever, but like I know this song specifically, I hear it sounds like robotic. It sounds like he's recording in a big open room that has no kind of condensing foam or anything like that. I just hear a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of how this track was tracked. Is the right word. I'm not a big fan of it either. But
there's another song on the album that I hear the same thing. Like it's the exact same effect. But like just the way he starts off is like I can't remember what the words are. I can't like what are the words?
I cannot pretend that I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. When you hear that and like there's no beat in the background, you can really hear the roboticness of it. And it just takes away the character for me. Yeah,
I would agree with that. But I kind of looked at it as this is KSI trying a new sound. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not a new sound for, mainstream listeners, but this is him trying to venture into that mainstream. So there was this constant appreciation for what he's doing in the back of my mind that was making me be like, okay, I feel this. But I will say this about the song. The main thing that I pointed out in my album review was the tempo is too similar to the intro track for me.
Yeah.
And it kind of didn't grow for me. It wasn't that punch you in the mouth with energy type of song that I needed for the second track on the album.
So what would you put as the second track?
I've thought about popping just energy-wise.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't make sense because the first thing on that song is, ooh, jet ski. It's just like, do you really want all these guys on your second track? Like, this is supposed to be you. This is supposed to be your moment.
Right.
So, I mean, there's other ones that I could probably think of that would have been better for it. But yeah, I don't.
We'll do a track list at the end because like I'm looking through some of these songs and I wish you would have ordered this a little differently. I think it would have worked a little better.
It has Offset though. It has Offset.
It does have Offset. Like, you're correct.
You got to put that bit. That's a huge feature. That's somebody who's getting radio play right now. So you got to put him on there for the second track. So I think that was the right move in terms of that. But yeah, just kind of an underwhelming pace to that song. I would have wanted it to be a little bit faster paced. Yeah. And I was listening to What's Good podcast, and Randolph did some mixing or engineering on this album.
Oh, that explains it.
Shouts to Randolph, man. But yeah, he said that they purposely pushed the vocals on the track off beat, especially on the hook, because that to match the sound that's going on now. So I thought that was interesting. It definitely throws me off a little bit when I'm like bouncing to it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know, man. Cap, if I look back at it now, compared to when I first saw it sitting there on that track list, when he released the track list, it said Cap featuring Offset. I was like, oh, this is probably the craziest thing, like right here. Like, this is probably going to reach my radio here in Connecticut. Mm-hmm. And it just didn't deliver on that level for me.
Yeah. I think at that point, like, when they intentionally move it off beat and, like, he didn't rap it that way, that's where I feel like you're starting to try too much to sound unnatural. Like, if you're not rapping it off beat, then don't push it off beat, you know?
Yeah. Offset killed it. Killed it.
Yeah, which is weird for me to say because I'm like not a big Offset fan. I mean, I'm not a big like modern day rap fan. Like, I appreciate it now. I used to fucking hate it, but I have a definite level of appreciation for it. I still don't particularly care for the sound of it. So obviously there's going to be a little bias there where I don't like some of these songs. But there are a lot of songs on this that I do enjoy that have that mainstream sound. But yeah, Cap, definitely bottom 3 for me.
Wow, bottom 3.
Yep, I put it as bottom 3 for
me. Maybe I'll do a reverb on that or something. Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, you can do what you want to, man. It's the first episode of Pop Dude Podcast back. Number 10.
Yeah, I know.
Do some little
We're back, baby.
Stuff. We're back!
In a typical Papadoo fashion, where we're 40 minutes into the podcast and we're only on track 2 of our review.
Listen, we just ramble. Okay, that is us. But anyway, okay, we'll move on. What would you say, Cap? Like I said, that's bottom 3. Wait.
Well, first of all, for Cap, I do want to say KSI's verse was hard on there. I liked his verse on there a lot, especially the bars he was saying. I did pay attention to the bars on it. I thought it was dope. I thought he sounded good. I thought he sounded hungry on it. I like his verse a lot on it. And Offset's flow was dope. The hook won me over a little bit as the song went on, but just the overall pace and vibe of the song, just a little underwhelming to me. Yeah. So, I mean, where would I put it? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to come up with all this later on.
Okay. That's cool. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh! Jet ski!
So I really, really enjoyed the song. I really enjoyed it when it first came out, just because I knew what he was doing, and like, this is one of those uppity, fun, fast-paced, aggressive songs that are just fun to listen to. For me personally,
I don't know about the word aggressive, but I'll definitely agree.
Like
on
an aggressive
fun.
Beat. But
I don't know if I would even say that, but
I'm just an aggressive person. Fuck you.
Yeah,
just a fast-paced, bouncy, fun. Like, it's just, I like the beat a lot. It reminded me of like a Sheesh or like a Dunna from mine. Like, it's one of those albums that you need on there, or one of those songs
ignorant. Just an ignorant song.
Yeah, there we go. That's it.
Yeah, and it's not even like crazy ignorant because there is some lyrical. At least the way KSI approached the song is, he was bringing lyrics to the table with it. He didn't like cop out with just saying some BS in his verse or anything like that. Actually, Poppin' is one of my favorite verses from him, I would say. Maybe that's because that's one of the only verses where I actually looked up the lyrics online and I read it and I was like, yo, this is dope. But
yeah, I mean, it's that UK, US, like, trying to understand the accent thing. So it is hard to understand.
Yeah, and I mentioned that in my review. Again, I'll say that for the millionth time. And I just got a lot of support in the comments from like people from the UK being like, yo, didn't really realize that, or, stuff like that, or, yeah, I noticed that. That's probably why American listeners don't connect as much, but we understand you guys pretty well, Like, it wasn't like animosity or anything like that, so, which was great, because I felt like I was taking a little risk by putting that out there, but got to be honest, got to keep it
of course.
100.
Yeah, I think I've said that a bunch too, and people have always been pretty understanding of it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But as far as poppin' goes, I'm kind of with you. It's a fun song. I recognized it for what it was when I heard it. It's not something you try to take too seriously. It's just dope. You just bounce with it, vibe with it a little bit. The Smoke Perps verse even grew on me a little bit.
Yeah. It's one of those things, like, as soon as I hear the instrumental, like, my shoulders just start bouncing. I do, like, a little shoulder bounce.
Exactly.
Just, like, I get happy to it. So
exactly. Yeah. That's pretty much all there is to it. I think it's a good song, and I think it's a nice little party song. The way I looked at it is, What You Been On kind of sounds like a song that you're driving around at night in a city, and then Cat, Poppin', and then the next song we're going to talk about, Houdini, all sound like you're at the club.
Yeah.
So it's like the time spent at the club is those next three songs.
Gotcha. Yeah, Poppin', I'd put upper middle for me.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that.
Cool.
It's not like one of my favorites on the album.
Right.
And I think that's saying something in a good way.
Yeah,
but
of course. It's a good
I just
song.
got to put it out there, yo. Lil Pump killed his verse. Like, he has
he
the most
low-key did good. Like,
memorable
that's the thing.
things, yeah.
He did. I like the way his voice sounded. Like, he came into it the Lil Pump way. Like,
I have learned to appreciate Lil Pump. Not a fan, of course, of promoting drug use to your younger audience and stuff like that, but just knowing that he is kind of a troll in the game that just makes catchy, bouncy music, and if you just take it for that, then you can enjoy it, I feel like.
Yeah. Like, I think something people don't really talk about is that he had a lot of flow switches with his verse. Like, if you listen to him, like, he pulled off like 4 or 5 different flows in his verse.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
If you call them flows, but like, it's gay, red dog, but the hey, like he just.
Oh yeah, he's got the little ones, yeah.
Hold up, Bappy Ray. Like he had, he went through the beat. I liked it, I really did. So.
He probably loved the beat. That's probably what it was. I mean,
yeah.
An artist feels more inspired to do stuff like that when they're really feeling the beat because they want to attack it different ways and make the most out of their.
Agreeable statement, Joseph.
Yeah. You feels me's when I speaks these truths?
I's do's.
All right. Nice.
Anyway, moving on to the next one, Houdini, which I think is a fucking amazing song. He sounds the most comfortable on this song.
May my disappear like Houdini. That's how it goes, right?
No, that's not how it goes.
Wait, what's he saying?
It should be how it goes.
Make my what disappear? He's implying that it's
I honestly have no fucking idea what he says in the hook. Literally no idea.
Disappear. Yeah.
No, he says make my like Houdini. Like, hold on. I thought he was saying like Minuteman like Houdini. Like, that's not even it. But I'm gonna look it up now. You keep talking.
I thought it was like saying making my penis disappear from your visual sight, like Houdini. That's what I thought it had to do.
No, he says make man just like Houdini.
I'm missing something then. I'm definitely missing something here.
I thought he said was like make man or like minute man like Houdini, and I was, it's funny though. Make my dick disappear like Houdini. I get it.
What's this song about? That's what I thought it was. I thought they did a pause intentionally to leave out the derogatory term.
What if that's? I think he's saying what if he's saying like make a man disappear like Houdini? Like it's just like a very fun bouncy song, but basically saying they will fucking kill you. Make man disappear like Houdini, but the word disappear disappears from the song. Like it's not there.
Well, like KSI's verse has nothing to do with that at all, right. So I'm not really buying that. But man, I don't know. I gotta listen to this song again.
Yeah, don't know what the hook's about. But man, I do know this is a woman appreciation song.
Yeah. And it's an amazing song.
It's a very, very good song. Top 3 for me.
Yeah. When I first heard it, it was a banger in my mind. Definitely an international banger in my mind. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of countries would mess with this song.
Yeah.
And KSI I know he hates this, but he's getting this feedback a lot on this song that he sounds so in pocket on this song.
Yeah,
like
it's wild, dude.
Sounds so comfortable. And he's like, well, I'm not just going to make this music for the rest of my life. Then he's just going to be the UK Pitbull if he makes that type of music for the rest of his life. But
hey, man, I understand that. But like, he sounded the best on this song out of all of them.
Yeah, so I can't help but agree. And no auto-tune on his voice or anything like that. Nothing unnecessary. Just sounds really good. Sounds super professional.
Yeah, dude. Like, I had a stank face the whole time. Like, it's great. Really good song.
Mixed in humor with it. The features were dope as hell.
I will say, he had a corny punchline that I was not a fan of.
Which one was that?
The fourth letter of that, or like, I'm getting bigger. Like, something about the fourth letter of the alphabet getting bigger, talking about his dick. Like, my D is getting bigger, but like, I can't remember how it was worded, but he said my fourth letter of the alphabet getting bigger.
KSI has never been a punchline rapper to me, but I could tell he tried more on this album to grow in that aspect. So I didn't really bash him for certain lines like that.
Yeah. Like I said, I fucking love this song, so I'll definitely let it slide.
Yeah. Yeah, Houdini is dope. Houdini's crazy. And
absolutely.
Sometimes I wish I didn't listen to all these singles before hearing the album, because I think my whole judgment of this album probably would have been a little bit more positive if I heard all these songs when I listened to the album for the first time. But yeah, can't wait to talk about the next one.
The next one, Bad Little Vibe.
Woo!
You like it?
Yes!
I love
yes,
the hook
I
on
do.
It. I think the hook is amazing on this one.
I think everything's amazing on this.
I don't really remember his verse that much. I'm gonna play it in my headphones here.
So da 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 you wanna play? Da 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 da. Told you on another for the night. Na 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 na. Like, yo, this has everything to me.
Yeah, he even had a little melody in there that sounded really good.
Yes, this had everything to me, and the only thing that sucks about it is that it's short. That's the only issue, which is one of the most ultimate compliments you could get about a song.
So you know how many fucking times I've heard that?
Yes. Well, it's very legitimate and genuine right now, man. Jeremiah gave him a fire hook. Yeah. And Jeremiah, I feel bad taking information I found out from the What's Good podcast, but Jeremiah didn't write the hook. They had like a songwriter write the hook for this song.
Oh no!
What happened?
They're don't tell me that shit. They're like it halfway discredits it for me. Don't tell me that shit.
Listen, man.
Keep that information to yourself, okay?
This is the music industry. This is what
happens
happens
in the
music industry.
We're independents, okay? We're not supposed to be doing this as independents.
Yeah, but Jeremiah is an independent, so he probably just does that all the time. I mean, I don't know. I think he writes songs, but maybe not. A lot, especially in R&B, yo. A lot of R&B singers don't write their own songs.
Yeah.
A lot of them do not. So.
Whatever.
I mean, hey, man, that's just the way it works. But regardless, that hook is insane, yo.
Yeah.
That hook is fire. That beat is fire. It's very light and very good instrument choices up there. And it's, oh, man, KSI just approached the song the right way. He didn't sound clumsy with his auto-tune up there. I like how even his low parts sounded good to me. And that's rare for me.
Well, that's what I've noticed on this whole album is almost all of his low auto-tune parts sound really good.
Yeah, oh, okay. Well, I think I
Almost
disagree on that a little bit.
There might be one that I just remember hearing a lot of low stuff, and I always thought he sounded good when I heard it.
It's going to refresh my memory when we probably talk about the specific songs, if I can remember certain points. But
yeah,
Bad
Little Vibe. I fucked with it. That's like one of those mainstream styles that I definitely can listen to over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I put it. This would be an upper middle one for me. I don't know if I would put it top 3 or not for me personally.
I'm pretty sure this is top 3 for me, but that takes up 2 spaces with Houdini in this.
Yeah.
I might stand by that, but
we'll see.
Yeah, as in terms of a song that I could hear on the radio, man, I think this would be the one. Like, and I love that we got to hear KSI for the first time, at least me hearing it for the first time. I haven't heard all his songs, but hearing him hit that range that I've been dying to hear him hit for a long time.
Yeah, he did well. I skipped forward just now and listened to it. He did well on this song for sure.
He did very well. And yeah, man, that just I like the lyrics of the song.
New vibe. And it's a dope hook, dude. I don't know how you do that stuff.
Baby, won't you bang my line? Da-na-na-na. Just the way, just good songwriting, good production, good recording. It's just boom, banger.
Boom, boom, banger. Yes. Yeah, that would be. I'd put that at like 4 or 5 for sure.
Okay.
So like I said, it's upper middle for me.
See, for you, I don't know. When I hear something like that, when I hear Jeremiah hitting those high notes and stuff, I'm like, oh man, Crypt might not like this. But I know that you have.
No, I love the hook.
I know that you have commercial taste sometimes. So
every now and again, it'll spark my ball sack.
You should get that
It'll
checked.
tickle my fancy.
As my brother would
bit.
say. You should get that checked.
All right, moving on to the next song, How It Feel. I do not like this song at all.
Yeah, so this song is about a girl, actually, and I didn't even realize it until I heard KSI talk about it.
He talked about it?
Yeah.
Where?
It was maybe some kind of interview or maybe one of his Reddit videos, not really sure.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But
gotcha.
Yeah. The beat is cool. There's little things I like about it. I like the melody, but I just don't like how he sounds singing it.
Yeah.
Do-dee-dee-dee, how it feel.
Yeah. It was like, the auto-tune got like super pitchy at some points for me. Like I heard it just like squealing in my ear. And I was just like,
Yeah, this song was very dependent on the auto-tune effect, and it just kind of just took all the organicness, all the humanness out of the song for me.
Yeah. And that goes back to my point earlier. Like, I don't mind auto-tune whatsoever. Like in Bad Little Vibe, when he hit those melodies, obviously he had auto-tune on his voice, but it was a smooth, clean auto-tune.
Yeah, it sounded great.
But in How I Feel, like it sounded like just pitchy, robotic, unnatural.
Yeah, that was not a good one for me either. The beat, from what I remember, is pretty damn dope. I think Diego is the producer that produced a lot of these beats. Mm-hmm. But he, I don't know, man. This song just was kind of a miss for me.
Yeah, this is probably my least favorite song on the whole album.
Least favorite.
favorite.
Yo, it's like I'm Dante. Like I be watching his Twitch streams, and he be having all these crazy effects. I don't know how he does it. I need to ask him how he does it, or just look it up on YouTube because it's
called a Stream Deck. Like it's a little touchpad that you have.
So it's digital, or do you have it? Or is that
it's physical
and
digital. Like it's a little screen that stands up, and it's like the size of an iPad, and you program. Yeah, I think you can do like 15 to 20 different things, and you just touch the button that you want.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. Could take the streams to the next level, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, whenever I move into the new house, I'm getting the stream set up. It's just going to be dope.
That'll be fire.
But
All
right, moving on to the next one. We got Wake Up Call. This song was a miss for me. I thought it was a replayable hook from Trippy, but like I don't like KSI's verse. I don't really like the song in general.
I like the song. I liked it a lot when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when I heard this on the album, I just felt like it did not belong.
Yeah.
On this album. And
yeah, but I mean it's a fucking Trippy Red feature, so you're gonna put it on there.
Yeah, exactly. But the transition from How It Feel. Are you sure this is the song after How It Feel? Are you looking at the track list right now?
Yeah, I'm looking at the deluxe edition.
Okay. Yeah, the transition from How It Feel to this song did not work for me.
Yeah.
It just seemed like a bad transition. And you know, when we were working on our album, we were very picky about the songs transitioning well from one to another. We were talking to each other for about an hour or two about
we argued through virtual punches.
Oh yeah, for sure. But hook is great, beat is pretty dope, and just the I don't like KSI's verses at all on this. This is where he says the infamous. I think infamous means bad. Famous for being bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think. I don't know. The line "jump hurdles like kangaroos."
No, that is not the song.
Are you sure? Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. That's in Undefeated, I think.
No.
That is not Wake Up Call.
It is Wake Up Call.
It's 100% not
Look
Wake
it
Up
up
Call.
right now, boy.
Right now.
I'm telling you. Joignano. Look it up.
It's definitely not this song.
It is. It
No,
100% is. I jump hurdles like kangaroos.
That's not that song.
That. Yo, it is. And I'm gonna take a victory sip.
Is it really that song? Motherfucker, fuck you, okay? You don't know shit. Joey, you're a piece of shit.
I probably just did the best dab I've ever done before.
No, like, go fuck yourself, okay? Fuck you!
But
did he really say that in this song?
Yeah.
First of all, where's it at? No, hold on, I'm looking for it. You just keep going.
I thought you saw it.
Hold on, I typed in jump hurdles like kangaroo on Google, and this is what came up.
I know I'm not tripping, but yeah. So, in terms of everything else on Wake Up Call,
okay, yeah, it's there. Fuck you.
It's cool. It's got
what
the
the
little
fuck,
bridge.
Bro? What kind of line is that?
The little bridge at the end where Trippie Redd all of a sudden starts talking about shooting people, pulling up an escalator, shooting people, or whatever the hell he said. So I mean that was kind of whack, but everything else in terms of the beat and the hook was good.
It's the wake up call.
Definitely a catchy song.
Wake up in the morning, get your Facebook talk. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm all for KSI making happy songs and stuff like that, but this just did not feel right for him.
Yeah. I like the video and like the spinoff of Austin Powers.
The video is amazing. Yes.
Yeah. But like as far as the song itself is like I'm not gonna listen to this again. So this is bottom middle for me. Lower middle.
Okay.
So,
what's next?
Moving up next is Killa Killa featuring Ayanna Lee.
Ooh. Let's hear you talk about this one
I fucking love
first.
this song.
Okay.
This is if not top 3, it's number 4.
Okay.
Fucking amazing hook. I think it's the best hook on the album. Oh, dude, it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
His verse isn't crazy, but like I think the hook is so good that you could be shitting on your verse the whole time, and I would still listen to the song.
I thought his verses. I like his energy in the verses. I like how he like really came.
No,
he came like just as hard energy wise as he did on Domain as he did in this. I feel like it's that same energy, like I'm coming for your throat type thing. And good. The song's called Killa Killa. It's called like it's about like being like dope at sex, right? That's what the song's about.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Can't exactly remember.
See, that's another problem I have with the album. Some of the topics I'm kind of iffy about because I don't know what they're about.
Look at her eyes and make the devil smile.
Or maybe it's just about being with a badass girl.
No. Because my man's a killer. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, whatever. The hook's dope.
Yeah. This song is definitely a vibe.
Yeah, I think this was one of the songs, though, like, the way he rapped sounded like his voice control on it wasn't terribly good. Like, one of those amateurish sounding things. Like, he did have, his lyrics were hard, but, like, I didn't like the delivery of it that well.
Really?
Yeah. Like, the first line, though, like, hell no, you don't know who you fucking with. But then, like, the more he rapped, it sounded like he was doing it all in one take. He got tired, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to listen to it again. Yeah, I'm glad you brought up the part where he ends, or when he starts his verse, you said. But he's really ending the hook when he starts, hell no, you don't know who you with. Like, that's the end of the hook, and I like that. It's just a very creative hook that you have her singing. You got the insert of the gunshots in there on beat, and then you have him.
The gunshots made the hook for me.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
it's a nice touch.
Like, the first time I heard it, I was like, ah!
Yeah, it was a nice touch.
Like, this is great.
And then him rapping to end the hook, I thought was dope and a great segue into his verse both times that happened in the song.
Maybe that's why that part always sounded good to me, is because it was the hook, and it wasn't his verse.
Yeah. When you first hear it, you think it's the verse, but
yeah,
it's the hook. Definitely a nice, fun type beat too. Like,
oh yeah,
it's that's a good song. Who's the singer? Ayanna Lee, is that her name?
Is it Ayanna or Ayanna Lee? Nobody ever told me what it was.
Okay, is she from the U.S. or do we know?
No idea.
Hey Siri, who's Ayanna Lee? I talk to Siri for everything. Diana Lee. Iana Lee. Okay, you know what? You're just really not helping at this point. So, all right. So, so where do you put Killa Killa then?
Like I said, if not top 3, it's number 4.
Oh, you already said that. Okay.
I did already say that.
I should start listening.
You never listen to me.
I don't. And that's why we're looking for a new co-host for the Papadoo podcast. Crypt will be doing it with the lucky winner for the foreseeable future because Joey Nato is getting fired from the Papadoo podcast spot. Make sure to send your video clips and resumes to our email. Just drop us a line. Let us know why you should be the co-host instead of Joey Nato. And Crypt will choose accordingly.
You have to edit the videos because I refuse to do it.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So,
anyways.
It sucks. Yeah. So where do you put Killa Killa? I haven't really asked you where you put any of these since you once told me that you would not tell me. But where do you put it?
Well, I'll just go top, middle, and bottom. For me, it's kind of in the middle. Okay. It's not one of my favorites.
Do a bottom 3, top 3, lower middle, upper middle, kind of like I have.
Yeah, the bottom of the upper middle.
That's the middle. It's like dead middle.
Yeah, so right there.
All right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so moving on into Domain. This is the Domain. Gets up a property. Yeah. I would have used this as the intro track personally. I think the beat is simple but hard. I like that he's fucking spitting his ass off this whole song. I just like it.
I had no idea SX produced it. I feel like I like the song even more after SX. After I find out SX. After I found out SX produced it.
Who told you that one, buddy?
Who told me that? Crypt told me that. Yeah. So as far as that goes, how did you find out that he produced it?
Comments, fans. And then I hit him up. He was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking amazing. Why are you talking to me?" He didn't actually say that.
Yeah, so SX is just so dope, man. That man understands music. But
exactly. Yeah, every hook I've ever heard him do, dope. Like he's just good. But anyway, Domain I would put in top 3 maybe.
All right, hold on. I think there's something serious here. I think I made a mistake with my can, my Papadoo can. I clipped off the little thing at the top that you pop open. Yeah. And now like there's a really sharp part of the can.
Yeah, so don't put your fat fucking lips all the way up there.
Otherwise it'll hurt.
Yes. I mean, I knew you were dumb, but Jesus, I didn't realize you were that fucking stupid. Hello?
Yeah, I was just...
You mad at me now?
I was just taking a test sip. I think...
Yeah.
Well, it's flat and it's warm anyway now, so... I think if I just do without
that
it.
Sucks.
Water! But yeah, Domain is fire to me. When I first heard it, I kind of flipped out a little bit, and I kind of had a moment where I was like, this is what I was waiting for. This is what I wanted on a KSI album. You know, I kind of had that moment when I heard it. And it just, man, just a good energy song. The second half of the hook is pretty awkward for me. And I think this is a problem KSI has when he writes his own hooks, is he kind of treats the hooks as more of verses sometimes, especially in the second half. Like he just wants to insert like these little lines that he can't do without, so he just wants to like fit them in there somewhere, and it just kind of comes across a little awkward. I think he's a little afraid to be too repetitive sometimes. You know, Cap kind of goes against that logic, but that's kind of a minority in the other songs and other styles of songs. But that's what do you think about that though? Did you notice that as well?
Yeah, I mean, he had like a little trailing off thing that he did in the hook. Like it was a typical style. Hold on, let me listen to it again. I know exactly what you're talking about. I just can't remember what the words are.
Domain.
Still I'm burning while they concerning all them my business earning. Like I didn't like that part of the hook.
That was like a lyrical miracle moment to me a little bit.
Yeah, and he had a couple points like that throughout this album. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So this one, I guess upper middle then.
Yeah.
But I still would have put it as the lead single.
Yeah, I think so
Not
too.
the lead single, but the number one track.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
kind of want to put it in upper for me, but I don't know. It's I don't think I could do it. But man, when I heard this song, it felt so refreshing on this album when I heard that. And man, KSI just killed it. He owned this song. Like when you heard this, you were like, nobody else could really do this on this beat with this style like KSI is doing. Like this is him. Like this sounds like confident, in your face, aggressive, screaming the camera, KSI. That it felt good when I heard that one.
Guess you could say is his domain, huh?
Wow. All right, next.
So SX, produced that song. But speaking of SX, Down Like That, featuring Rick Ross, Lil Baby, and SX.
All right, so this is bottom 3 for me because no, I'm just kidding.
This is the best song anyone on YouTube has ever made.
Wow.
Period. Strictly for the hook. Bro, Joey, I tell you this, man. I get a hard fucking dick every time I hear this song. Let me just show you real quick.
No. That's quite okay. Susan, if you're watching this, it was just a joke.
Dude, what's wild is, like, I mean, obviously I did a reaction to it, but, like, when I heard this go live, like, when he walked out to the ring and I heard this song, I was like, holy fucking shit. This song is one of the greatest songs anyone has ever made on YouTube. Like, him walking out to this song and hearing it over the stadium speakers and just the vibe that happened, I was like, Jesus, this is, like, goosebumps.
Yeah, the vibe of that song is amazing. But if you really break this song down, it's really a little underwhelming
SX.
in parts.
That is it. This is another one, dude. Like, I don't care if people just get on there and just hold the mic up to their ass and shit the entire time. I'm listening to the song over and over again to hear SX talk about all the shit he's talking about. Like, it's so good.
So with this song, I think just some down parts of it. KSI's verse has those 2 opening lines that he says. Pretty fire, pretty iconic right now in the YouTube scene, I would say. Just because it revolved around the moment with the boxing and everything like that, like wanting the knockdown, all that stuff. That was cool, but the rest of the verse kind of to me. I liked Rick Ross's verse because I hadn't heard Rick Ross rap in a while, it feels like, and it just felt like a really Rick Ross type verse. Lil Baby's was all right. I like Lil Baby, but his verse was okay. Is there anybody else on this song?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's it. It's a very short song, too. It's got 4 different artists, and the song is like less than 3 minutes long.
Yeah, it's 2:55. That's wild.
It's crazy. But yeah, in terms of the vibe, though, once that beat drops and that hook comes in, it's game over. So, yeah, definitely fire. And
I can tell you, dude, you could just see my raging boner if I play that song right now.
Yeah, again, not necessary, but thank you.
It's there.
New catchphrase. KYPP.
KYPP?
Yeah. Keep your penis private.
Okay. Down Like That's the best song on the album for me.
That's the best one on the album for you?
Yep.
Okay. For me, definitely upper middle.
Yeah. Okay. I think for me, it's the best song for me just because of the memories that are attached to it and the feeling that I got the first time I heard it.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. You think about it, the world was so much better when that song came out.
Really was, man.
But
really was.
It's all right. We'll get back to where we need to be.
All right, up next is Undefeated. How you feeling?
Well, here's the thing about this song, man. I really like the image that's put in my head when I listen to this song, yo. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I think about like kind of just being proud of this dude. Like he's talking about feeling himself, being undefeated. It's just 3-0, but undefeated is undefeated. And like I just picture him like driving around LA or Miami or something in an exotic car, and that beat is insane. The approach on his song, His delivery on it is just dope to me. I like this one a lot. I like this song a lot.
Yeah, I like it. This might have been like my choice of a second song.
Yeah, I was kind of on the fence of saying that a little bit, but it's weird because this song almost seems, even though it's a flaunting song, sorta, kinda, it kind of, I don't know, it kind of comes across as a little personal to me. Like, I felt like a little personal about it. Maybe I'm a little biased about it because I read the iTunes description of this song before it came out. Like, this is the only description I read for some reason. And he talked about what the song's about, basically, or what the inspiration was for this song. So I read that before going into this, so it kind of put me in that mindset.
Yeah, so you kind of cheated.
Yeah. But anyways, that was... When I heard it, I was like, yo, this is pretty fire. That's a song that I would, if I was listening to the album or I had it in my car, that's probably one of the songs I would skip to listen to.
Oh, yeah? Okay. I'd put this would be like right in the middle for me. I wouldn't say lower middle. I don't know if I'd put it upper middle. It's like right there in the middle of it for me.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a good vibe. And, it makes me feel a little more confident when I hear it. So he instills that energy into me.
Gotcha. All right, moving on. We got Millions is the next one.
Okay. So I think me and you have very similar takes on this song. I really appreciate this song, like, a lot. Like, hearing this side of KSI, we only see him laugh. Literally. We only see him laugh and joke around and say his 6 catchphrases that he says for 12 minutes straight every time he does a video.
Jesus!
Yeah. But this song is not one of my favorites. But it's I appreciate it a lot.
I'm right there with it. Yeah, we have the same view on it. I super appreciate it because I know how hard it is to be vulnerable, especially somebody like him who has pretty much never shown his vulnerability. I think he's done it in one other song that people have told me about, where he like pitched his voice down and like you don't even know it's him really.
Wow.
But yeah, I appreciate it, but it's one of the bottom songs for me, just execution wise and listenability. But like I said, I appreciate it.
Yeah, the more I give people's feedback on it, and the more I kind of listen to it, it is nice. Like, it has a nice lazy vibe to it. Like he does sound like really down on it, and it even sounds lazy in terms of like the auto-tune work on it and stuff like that. But and when I was first appreciating it, I think I went into it with a little bit more of a critical mind state rather than an emotional mind state. I think if you look at this song, does that even make sense? Emotional mind state? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense.
But if you try to feel this song rather than listen to this song, if that makes sense, I think you could appreciate it a little bit more. So yeah, I definitely appreciate the song, but it's definitely lower middle probably for me.
Yeah. So I remember listening to this, and like it's a very solemn, cumbersome sound, and I didn't know if he was like just so overcome with emotions that he just didn't really care, or if that's like the vibe he was going for, is to sound so somber on the song.
As you would know, you have to basically, I don't want to take away from the authenticity of this song, but you kind of have to become a little bit of an actor when you're recording songs, because you have to switch yourself into that mind state. Like, you just say he recorded this song at a different house or different studio or whatever than where he lives. You're driving in the car, you're all excited, you have your snacks in the car, you're eating, you're listening to music, probably having a good time, laughing with your friends. Then you get in the studio and all of a sudden you have to sound like the saddest man on earth. Like, that's not an easy switch. So I think he just really tried to sound really low on energy on purpose.
Yeah.
And
that might be why I didn't like it as much, because it just didn't connect with me like I thought it was going to. Because I knew this was supposed to be the emotional song going into it, because I heard him say it in an interview one time.
Gotcha.
And like it didn't connect with me like I thought it was going to.
Yeah. And I thought the song originally was about like money and fame and stuff like that, and how it's like been a toll and stuff like that. But as the internet has told me, I think once, think it was only once. It's actually about something else. So, yeah.
God, that's so annoying. All right, moving on. We go to Complicated, which I think is the better of the emotional songs because I think Millions and Complicated were really the only, sadder emotional songs. And Complicated really wasn't even that sad.
No, it wasn't. And I didn't even know it had anything to do with what it had to do with when I first heard it.
Oh,
I listened
really?
to it on a live stream, and I was like, yo, I'm vibing with this. Like, this sounds dope.
Yeah.
And
topic-wise, it was, like, super serious and, like gritty stuff.
Went over my head.
But it had a good vibe to it.
That went over my head. I am curious to hear your thoughts on this, though.
I like I said, I think it's the better of the emotional songs. Super mainstream with the hook.
Yeah. Definitely a good hook from what I remember.
Like, I'm waking, waiting, whoa. Like, he did the whoa thing, like the whoa pause.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm talking
about? Yeah. I only heard the song once, so.
Da-da-da-da-da, they've been waiting, whoa. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, waiting, whoa. Like, it was a super mainstream flow is what he did. Mm-hmm. But he had, right after that, in the hook, he had a harmony in the background. He sounded really fucking good on that harmony. That was another instance of where the autotune really, really worked well.
Are you sure it was him?
And you know how I am with my harmony ad-libs, or my harmony
doubles. Are you sure that was him in the background?
No, I'm not. I thought it was. It doesn't have a feature on it.
Okay. Oh, that song's a solo song? Yeah. Oh, okay. I know there's a lot of features on the deluxe songs, so I kind of... Okay, Tide.
Yeah, that's him, dude. Tide is with AJ Tracy and Rich the Kid.
They're both on this. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Complicated, he sounds... I just listened to it again, dude. That harmony sounds really fucking good in the hook. I like it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I need to listen to the deluxe songs again.
Yeah, that's right. It is on the deluxe. You've only heard the deluxe once.
Yeah. So...
the Complicated, it's right there in the middle for me as well. Maybe low middle, but that hook, I really like the hook, especially the latter half, so it brings it up towards the middle for me.
I feel weird rating them because I've only heard them once, but I guess I'll put it in the middle because I don't remember too much about it. So to me, that just means it wasn't too memorable for me. But I remember it being a really good song. But I need to listen to it again.
Gotcha.
Get a good vibe of it. But yeah. Going into this, what did you think of Rich the Kid, since we're going to talk about Tide next?
See, this is the one I don't really remember that much. I remember KSI on this song more than anyone from Tide.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, he did great on the hook.
Yeah, no, he did. But I think AJ Tracy killed it.
Yeah. No, yeah, of course. See, Tides, I've only heard this song twice, I think. Maybe once. Because, like, the first time I listened to the deluxe album, I listened to it on shuffle and didn't realize I was listening to it on shuffle. Mm-hmm. And then I listened to it back to back through its normal cycle, how it's supposed to be meant to listen. And I don't think I heard Tides the first time.
Gotcha.
But I do know a lot of people are saying this is their favorite song.
Yeah.
From the deluxe.
Yeah, for sure. I like Rich the Kid. I've liked him before going into this song. So I thought it was dope to have him up there.
Yeah.
Don't know if this was a troll move by KSI by having him up there, or maybe Rich the Kid just happens to like YouTubers and likes befriending YouTubers. Don't know.
I don't know. Because this was the Untitled song. Like, if you remember, you watched some of the That's Being Said podcast, or not That Being Said, that's Jonathan, the What's Good podcast.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they talked about, like, they showed an album list of the deluxe, and there was a song on there that was untitled, number 16 or something like, or number 14.
How does the hook go? What are the lyrics for the hook of this song? Because I just thought of something about it. Does it say anything about tides turning?
No, I don't think so.
Because that would kind of make sense.
I know he says bad little vibe in it, so I thought it was like a bad little vibe verse. It was a little weird for me, but hold on. Up all night. Is that it? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to, damn man, I need to listen to these songs again, because I remember these were really good songs, from what I remember. So, I think from what I remember of this song, I think I'll put it upper middle for me.
Yeah, it would definitely be upper middle for me as well. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
It's a very easy song to listen to.
Yeah.
All right, going into the last two. We got Night to Remember featuring Randolph and SX with KSI, which is a dirty trio right there.
Yeah. It is. But this song was...
Randolph slacked big fucking time.
Wow. Well,
I love Randolph, dude.
no, yeah. Do you mean that, or are you just joking?
Here's the thing: is like I don't think Randolph understands my personality yet, and I've like fucked with him a couple times where I like jokingly say I still want to fight him, and I don't think he understands my personality yet. So
he probably bought the plane ticket.
It's a thing for me to rag on people that I like.
As soon as he heard you say that, he probably bought the plane ticket. He was like, "All right, bet I'm on my way."
Nah, man, he denied the fight when I first challenged him and won.
Oh, okay.
I'm still down though. We still have to fight.
So yeah, from what I remember, Randolph's verse, it was a very paced verse, which is what I like about Randolph, man. He slows it down a little bit, which is kind of the flow and speed that I like to go at. So I appreciate.
Well, fuck it, go do a podcast with him then. Fuck you.
I don't like fast rappers.
After all, I'm the fucking American version of him.
Death to fast rap coming soon. But yeah,
Can't wait to fall asleep to that one.
Hey, look, man, my goal is to get on Cringing with Anthony Fantano. That's all.
Oh man, it's a lifetime achievement award right
but
there.
I would say SX's hook was an SX hook. You know, It wasn't one of the crazier ones, but he sounded really good, and it had a nice vibe to it. It's not the catchiest thing in the world, and I say that because I've heard this song multiple times, but don't remember the hook too well. KSI's verse, I think I remember not liking at all.
Yeah.
For this song, beat was smooth. All in all, this was a track that I was probably one of the most excited for to hear these three on the song together.
Yeah.
And I think it was one of the more disappointing songs because I was really hyped up for it. So this is probably bottom middle for me, but it's weird because it's a very good put together song, but there's something just lacking there. Like maybe it's just the authenticity of the song. Like it doesn't seem like real life situation inspired this song. It seems a little forced to me.
Yeah, I mean this one seemed like they were trying to go mainstream with it. Like I heard Randolph rapping about knocking the pussy out, and that felt super uncomfortable for me.
He was talking about you, Crypt. He was talking about knocking you out.
Yo, fuck you, Randy. Come on, buddy. Bring it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always joked, like, Randolph's, like, he is the British version of me, but he's, like, more successful in every single aspect that I am not successful in.
It gives you something to strive for, man.
Exactly. Like, I have more subscribers than he does now.
Oh, shots fired. This is a warning shot.
You know, it is that. But he does have 5 times or 4 times more monthly listeners on Spotify.
That's where it counts.
He has a woman that loves him, which is a big one. He's got a friend that's a fucking millionaire.
All right, you're going to make yourself depressed doing this, all right?
Just
chill. I don't think Randolph cares about having a friend that's a millionaire. I mean, they've been boys since the beginning.
I'm just pointing out all the things. Yeah, it just, it is. I'm just saying, if I had to compare, he's got KSI, I've got you. So.
Wow! Whoa!
I mean,
whoa!
Listen, would you rather be friends with yourself or KSI?
Me!
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You don't even like him, and you'd rather be friends with him.
What the hell? What kind of conversation is this?
This is payback for calling me a fat ass on Bakery's podcast. Asshole.
Look, man, you make
those
jokes about
that,
yourself all that time.
Or
your fans make that joke all the time, and you just laugh
Doesn't
about
mean you
it.
can, Joe. You're supposed to be my friend.
Oh, come on, man. Yeah, I wouldn't be.
Even KSI didn't call me a fat ass. That. He might have said he hoped I died, but he didn't make fun of my weight. That's a no-go.
That's funny. All right, well, if we ever get in some kind of rap beef, I'll make sure to say that. I'll make sure that's part of the hook. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, Randolph, man. What I was gonna say is he's been friends with KSI for a long time, longer than I thought. Like he had a song on one of KSI's Call of Duty videos way back years ago. And listen to Randolph, man. He says Randolph in the song, and I'm like, wait, is this a different Randolph? And then I talked to him about it like a few days after I heard it. He was like, yeah, I used to rap with the American accent just because that's what I listened to a lot. So that's kind of the sound I followed. Yeah, you should listen to it. It's very interesting. how his voice is so different.
I'll do that.
There's no trace of English accent at all in it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I kind of really want to hear that now.
Yeah. But I think the song is called My Hood. I think.
All right.
But
I'll peep.
yeah. So going into the last final song here. Poppin' remix featuring let me get my phone so I can see who's on this. Hold on.
Do the John Wall.
Featuring John Wall?
No, I'm saying do the John Wall. I was doing the dance. He went to Kentucky, by the way.
Featuring Smoke Perp and Crypt. So this song was
just casually throw that in there. Crypt's in the
middle.
Right.
Congratulations, Crypt, for getting this feature.
Thank you,
the
my
very
friend.
coveted feature on KSI's album that
wild, man.
many people were going for, and you were the winner, the sole winner.
And it closes the bad boy out, man.
So
look at there.
Personally, if I didn't know you and I wasn't a supporter of you, I probably could have done without this big time. I thought it was just kind of thrown on there. It was definitely. I think this was more of a thing KSI wanted to do for his supporters and YouTube.
Yeah, I think it's
not particularly YouTube, but just fans in general.
Yeah, it was a promotional thing.
Yeah.
But it was also something to help give back and to just like create some more stir about it. And I agree, 100% could have been left off there. Any kind of remix, I don't think should be on the same project as the original song.
Yeah, well, okay, I don't agree with that, but
so I've never been a fan of that.
Okay. I've heard it a lot.
But I'm super appreciative
on the end. On the end of the album, I have definitely heard that a lot.
Have you?
Yeah, it's like bonus tracks.
Well, you've listened to more albums than I have.
But with but if somebody is stumbling upon this song for the first time and stumbling upon your verse for the first time, I think they definitely will be blown away because you arguably have the best verse on the album. So really think about it. In terms of like technical
it's because
skill.
It's a mainstream album, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's not supposed to be a rap album. It's not supposed to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think I agree. Like, I probably do have the best rap verse on the album, but like it does. Yeah, you could not put that on any other song and make this work whatsoever. And it like kind of works on Poppin'.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, it just does not fit with this album whatsoever.
I would have really loved for you to have a custom verse for that song. I think the winner should have had a custom verse.
If we both had different verses and like completely did a new remix, but the man wrote a whole album, so.
Yeah.
But that was the stipulations to the challenge, so I was understanding of that.
Yeah, for sure. But definitely a nice move on their behalf. Definitely a good opportunity for you. Shouts to everybody who's been, following Crypt since hearing that for the first time, hearing him for the first time. And yeah, it was just.
Yeah, it's been great, man.
All in all,
I appreciate all the love.
Album has been growing on me personally. But yeah.
Agreed.
All right.
So what would you rate this out of 10?
I would give this album, now that I'm really digesting it, at first I was saying 6.5. I think I'm willing to go up to, as Anthony Fantano would say, a light 7. And I mean light. Like 6.9-ish. But it feels weird to say that, so I might say 7. Just because of the feeling.
I'll go with the... Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, I was originally thinking around a 7. I'm always like extra supportive of this kind of stuff, but I really enjoy the number 6 and 9, so I'm gonna go 6.9 out of 10 for this one. After about 4 listens all the way through, there are some songs I could do without, but there are some absolute fucking bangers on here that will live on for a while. That I think.
Yeah.
I think Houdini will be a summer song for at least the next 3 to 4 years.
KSI is in a very good position right now, being a YouTuber, being an influencer, because he can milk the hell out of this album and the songs on it for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He could put out a video for every song, and his fan base will not mind. So
not at all.
Yeah, and it'll probably make us like certain songs more.
I know a lot of people wanted a video for Killa Killa.
Yeah.
And Bad Little Vibe. I would like a video for Domain. I would like any video for any of these, really, except for How It Feel. I didn't like that song. Let us know what you guys thought about this in the comments down below on Spotify. We will be back with another episode very shortly. Thank you guys for stopping by on this episode of the Papa Do Podcast. And until next time, guys, it has been your boy, Crypt. Go ahead and pop a do. Bah!
I'm still here in spirit.
Papa Do!